I'd like to welcome you to this evening's South High Showcase. And I'd like to welcome the class of 2025. Can you believe it? Your students will be graduating in a few short years, and it is time to begin that process.
I think Mrs. Hopkins has frozen, so I'll take this moment to go ahead and introduce myself. I am Jen Newmeyer, Assistant Principal for grades 9 and 10, and in just a moment we will go ahead and introduce the administrative team as well as our guidance department. I would like to go ahead and ask you, if you have not already, go ahead and mute your device so that you don't have any feedback issues like I have been having for the past minute or two. And then also, if you do have any questions throughout the presentation, just hold them for the end. We will have time to go ahead and address your questions. So jot them down or keep them in your memory until the end. Our goal is to also keep the presentation under 30 minutes, so it won't be long, but hopefully you'll gain some insight into what it is that South has to offer your family and your students for next year. So, do you have time for a tour? Better watch closely.
That tour went by pretty quickly, and one of the reasons we did that was because we want you to know that the 4 years that your child will be in high school will go by that fast. You will blink and they will be graduating. And so we have a few pictures just to sort of slow down the pace for some of you who couldn't keep up with that video. First of all, this is a picture of our student union. And we love our student union. It's big, it's spacious, it has tons of light. During a normal year, you'll see we have booths over there to the side. We've got tall tables for students. It's a really fun environment for students to hang out in for lunch. We have study halls in here, and we do a lot of different evening programs here as well. This is the field house. The field house is where we hold our gym classes. We typically have half of the field house. The other half of the field house belongs to the Y. And when your students get a chance to walk into this space, they will be enamored because it is huge. And so we also have different practices and other things that happen in our field house as well. We have the privilege of having this beautiful competition pool. We have a wonderful swim team who will actually be competing this weekend in a district tournament, district competition. And so we're excited for them. And this is our competition gym where our basketball teams and our volleyball team compete every time they have a game. And lastly, this is an example of one of our classrooms. All of our classrooms have tables, and we do not have desks. The goal is to promote collaboration. You'll notice we've got tall tables, we've got funny looking tables, all sorts of different things to create different setups for student learning. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce the administrative team. As I don't know if I said it earlier or not, but I'm Robin Hopkins, and I'm proud to be the principal of South High School. Mr. David Miller. Mr. Miller, if you can wave or say hello. Mr. Miller is one of our assistant principals. He works primarily with our 11th and 12th graders and does many, many other things in our building, as well as Mrs. Newmeyer. Ms. Newmeyer is our assistant principal, for 9th and 10th grade, and also does many, many other things at South High School. And another busy bee at South High is Mr. Mormino. Mr. Mormino is our athletic director, and he is in charge of all athletics at South High. We have 3 wonderful counselors. Miss Finnegan and Miss Duffy are not with us this evening, but Miss Joyce is representing tonight. Our counselors are divided up by alphabet, and so you will get a chance to hear a little bit more from her in just a minute. Miss Joyce.
Hello. I just want to highlight a couple of things. As your kids get older, they are welcome to take our advanced placement classes, as well as CCP, which is College Credit Plus. But before that, I have to say the minimum of 21.5 credits is required, as mandated by the Ohio Department of Education, and guidance will be happy to talk to them about electives and other classes that they would love to take at South High School. So welcome. Thanks for attending.
Because this is a showcase, we like to share with you some of the cool things that we do at South High School. One of the pictures, the picture to the left, is from an art class. The students had to create a person, really a likeness of themselves, and they had to do it with all recycled material. And then to your right is one of our cooking classes where our students cook all sorts of things, from cupcakes to cookies to scones. They are always in there creating something exciting. I'd like to show you a video. This video is of our robotics class, and the students actually created the robot. They had to build it, and then they had to program it on the computer to do exactly what you're about to see it do.
Oh, here we go. That's an easy thing.
Ooh, that's good. Good turn, good turn, good turn. Good turn. This is a good turn.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yes. Oh.
And so the robot had to turn without touching those lines. And so they're going to have to go back to their computers and retry that process. All right, Ms. Newmeyer.
So in a typical year, we have lots of activities. In a COVID year, we have lots of activities in a COVID way. And so here are just a few of our different clubs and groups that you can be involved with: academic decathlon, class officers, drama club, flag corps, jazz ensemble, key club, marching band, mock trial, National Honor Society, newspapers, student council, yearbook, and Penn, Ohio. And so while a lot of these were scaled back, our clubs and groups were challenged to try to navigate COVID in a new way and accommodate both of our in-person and our remote learners. And so the only way to continue to improve these clubs and groups is for our next group of freshmen to get involved. So I'm really excited to invite all of you to look into these, to get involved early, and stay involved throughout your entire 4 years of high school. We also had, again, despite COVID, you can tell this is from this year because of all the face masks, we did have a scaled back student section in our football games. And we still held on to our tradition of some Spirit Week fun. You can see there's a North versus South day every time where we dress up as North and vice versa. There's some Hawaiian days, some decade days. So despite the masks, we're still having fun, and it can be a really great spirited time at South. And again, we're just excited to invite this new class of freshmen to join us. Mr. Mormino?
Thank you, Ms. Newmeyer. As you can see here, we offer 21 different varsity sports. We're very blessed to offer this many sports in a given year. along with the pictures that were not shown, we've got a beautiful turf stadium, Harry E. Winter Stadium. We have our own baseball field on site. We have our own softball field on site with the new construction, which was added. So as far as facilities go, I think we've got some of the best facilities in Northeastern Ohio. Some things I want to talk about are grades. They are very important. You need to pass 5 classes the quarter before. So for instance, for you to be eligible to participate in fall sports, you need to pass 5 classes in the 4th quarter. So 8th graders, make sure we're working hard in the 4th quarter here so you're eligible to participate in the fall. Also, Miss Virginia Joyce had mentioned it a little bit about physical education credit. You need to take PE at some point, but the alternative credit is if you participate in 2 sports at any time in your high school career, that will qualify as your physical education credit. So once again, stay involved, find something you want to do, meet some friends. And I know we usually have our coaches here when we're in person for this meeting to have athletes sign up to be part of the fall sports. I recommend that you visit our athletic website, which is southathletics.org. And there's a tab on there that says coaches, which then you can find the email of the head coach that in the sport that you want to participate, or if you want to join sooner and find out what they're doing in off-season conditioning, email the coach, find out what's going on in your sport. Also email me. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have and help you out in any ways. Once again, I welcome you all, and don't be afraid to reach out and ask questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mormino. Mr. Miller, do you want to talk to us a little bit about our fall activities, especially our band program that is just full of energy and very entertaining? It's a great way to start out your high school career by joining something that is a 4-year commitment.
Sure. Some of the things we do, for example, the band, what we do on Fridays, actually, the band normally would get together in the gym before school plays. They have a little pep rally. They play a couple songs, and right before school starts, the football team and cheerleaders are there. Everybody kind of goes down to the gym. They do a little mini show, and then kind of sets the tone for the rest of the day. We also have some other type of activities that we couldn't do necessarily this year because of COVID. Much like a Rebel Olympics, it's kind of like a battle of the classes type situation. It's centered around the North-South Week and United Way fundraiser that we do school-wide in the competition with North. Those are some of the typical type of things outside, in addition to the Spirit Weeks, which we were still able to do this week. But there's other things that we do as well.
Thank you, Mr. Miller, Ms. Newmeyer, Ms. Joyce, and Mr. Mormino. Ms. Mormino is pretty psyched about the different programs that they have athletically, and we've shown a few of those pictures. We'll have to get a few of those pictures of those fields, Mr. Mormino, so that we can add them to our slideshow as we move forward in this process, because we will see all of these young people and parents again in August. Mr. Miller, you want to talk a little bit about parent involvement?
Yes, we have 3 family groups, Rebel Families, very similar to the PTO, PTA, if you're involved with that type of organization and done in elementary buildings. Our band and athletic boosters, obviously pertaining strictly to those students involved in band or athletics. Being a part of these groups, they could be working a concession stand at one of the athletic events. It could be at, for example, at a football game, the number of band parents that are helping, whether it be helping set up for the halftime show or not. Those are all band boosters that are there to help provide for the kids. It might be, even collecting like uniforms and so forth at the end of the night. These are great ways that you can be involved in the school with a small time commitment. Rebel Families, I know, has a link on their school website. Also, each one of these groups will reach out to you as the school year approaches next year via email, typically is how they do so, or an email blast from Ms. Hopkins herself.
Thank you. So we just want to close out just with the Rebel Way. The Rebel Way is our school mantra. It is weaved through all the different things that we do at South High, and it stands for respect, excellence, belief, effort, and leadership. And we use those qualities, and we believe that all of our rebels should have each and every one of these qualities as a part of their character. And we promote that every day and in as many ways as we can. So with that being said, we want to thank you for coming. We want to thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to see a little bit about South High School. We hope that in the fall, we'll be at a better place as a nation, as a county with regards to COVID, and we will be able to get you into the building so that you could do your own super fast tour. But at this time, we want to open it up for questions, and we will try to answer all of them that we can. Okay, we have only been in the district a year. When do the kids start doing their freshman schedules, and are the parents involved in the process?
The freshmen, if your child is at Willoughby Middle School or Soy, we will be reaching out to them. I will be going into Willoughby Middle School through the social studies departments tomorrow and Friday in order to present to them the freshman requirements as far as their choices for electives. They will then have a week that the domains will be open, and they'll be able to go onto the computer and schedule their classes.
Thank you. I missed the CCP both nights. Is there some way that you can answer, how does my daughter sign up for these? The CCP nights were taped, and so there should be something on our website where you could view those presentations, and otherwise you can contact the guidance counselor to begin to get set up for that. Am I correct, Virginia?
Yes, on our website is the letter of intent to participate, which is your very first step toward it. That is due by the end of March. And the state of Ohio is very clear that letter of intent to participate must be handed into guidance by the end of March. Once your son or daughter would sign up and sign that paper, then they would decide what college they want to go to, and then they could apply for that college. So the majority of our students go to Lakeland Community College. Did that answer it for you?
Is golf a fall or spring sport?
Both boys and girls golf are fall sports. I'm sorry.
Are there any more questions? Okay. How can my child sign up for his freshman classes if he has been virtual all year?
If the child is at the middle school, I will be talking to them through the computer tomorrow or Friday, depending on their social studies teacher. If your child is in a private or parochial school, then on March 10th, we will be sending out a Google link so that your child can patch in and speak to us about scheduling. Also, a letter will be going to Mater Dei and All Saints School and course selection guides, which can also be found on our website. And then we will offer a Google Meet opportunity if there are more questions or concerns.
Thank you, Ms. Joyce. So the question is, things like mock trial and NHS, do emails go out to parents, or how do the children learn? So we have daily announcements every day at the building. Those announcements are emailed to every child every day, and they are posted on our website. And so those students, if they are paying attention, they would know that. Sometimes I post them on my Schoology account as well. And so that's basically how we get information out about how to participate, how to get involved, and different things like that. NHS is an invitation only program, and you have to actually apply and fill out an application, and it's based on GPA. How do parents get involved with Rebel Families? Attend the meeting. So the first thing to do is, right now they meet once a month on, I think it's Wednesdays now. I think they changed the day to Wednesday, and their meetings have been virtual. And if you go to the Rebel Families website, you should be able to, hopefully it's updated and will have information, and you can get to that through South High School's website. If you look down the side, there should be a Rebel Family place for you to click. Any other questions? We're doing good on time, so you can ask as many as you like. I see you typing, Miss Miller. You could say them out loud too if you want. We can't hear you. You have to unmute.
So my son's a baseball player, but he is interested in golf. So is there conditioning that's going on like through the summer for golf? We live on a golf course and he's actually pretty good, and we're trying to encourage that just to do something different. So how would we start that process?
So I would email Nick Leskowitz. He's one of our math teachers, but he's the head boys golf coach. And what he does is a lot of times he'll schedule different things during the summer for the kids, whether they meet once a week and play or push them into joining. I think it's the NEO tournament, the Northeastern Ohio Junior Golf Tournament, and then that way the kids are playing. But I know he tries to get them together at least once a week during the summer, whether it's range time or going out into play. So I would email him and he'll get back to you with any information that you need.
What's his last name? Can you spell that?
Leskowitz, Leskiewiczz. It's a lot. But once again, you could go to our website, the athletic website, and you can find all of the coaches' emails there as well.
You have another question, Mr. Mormino, about cheering tryouts for football.
All fall sports start August 1st. So football traditionally doesn't have tryouts. If you join the team, you make the team. That doesn't guarantee playing time, but football does not have cuts.
Cheering. Cheering.
Oh, football cheering. I'm sorry. Cheering tryouts happen in April. Last year, we bumped it and we did it in June because of COVID, and we actually did them virtually. Lisa Yersey is our head cheerleading coach, and what she did is she posted the cheer routines. So the girls had a chance to learn the routines on their own and practice, and then they had an opportunity to do a Zoom or even record their routine and submit that for the tryout, and that's how we made the teams. But we'll be sending out information. We'll send it through the middle schools and anybody that's interested, and post things on our website, and Ms. Hopkins will be sending out information as well.
Thank you for the positive feedback with regards to our staff. And is there bowling conditioning? And what portion of the year does this take place?
Bowling conditioning typically happens in the fall. So about a month or so before the season starts. Bowling starts at the end of October, early November. And I know our coaches like to get the kids together throughout the fall, maybe once or twice a week, to just start to get ready for bowling season. Once again, the best thing to do is reach out to the coach, find their email, and ask your questions that way.
The question for CCP was asked, the first thing that you have to do is complete the intent to participate form. And you can find that on our website. But you have to complete that, and that has to be completed, I believe, by April 1st.
Principal Hopkins, is that April 1st of this year for next year?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you want your child to be in a CCP course next school year in the fall, then you need to have that completed and turned into us by April 1st.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So I have really good wait time. I don't mind the silence. I tell my staff all the time at staff meetings, if I ask questions, I don't have a problem just sitting here in silence and waiting. And so if there aren't any other questions, Ms. Newmeyer, would you like to close us out?
Sure thing. We appreciate everyone's attendance today. This is the first step for some families for high school. And I think that's so exciting for some families. Maybe you already have a high schooler, but every year you know that things change. So it's great to stay informed and stay engaged. We do appreciate any feedback. Reach out to any of us if you still have a question to follow up with, or if there's any feedback you'd like to provide about tonight. And I think that's about it. So thank you, admin. Thank you, Ms. Joyce, counseling team, families, for taking some time out of your evening. And if you have no further questions, this concludes our event. Thank you.
Thank you.